Hey, what's going on, guys? What I got for you today is going to be a Raichu deck list. Now, this is not my list. I actually built this deck, and though my list was it does not run as smooth as this one. I think this is the list that did pretty good at some regionals recently. I just kind of dug around because I heard about it, and the deck's not on my channel. But yeah, so basically from there, I just screenshotted the deck list, and then my dyslexic ass just hoped for the best, and so yeah, I don't know if this is exactly accurate, but this deck list runs pretty good. I played with it a few times here today, and trying to learn the decks so that way I can help with my explanation. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it here, guys. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed. So Raichu-GX is going to be your main attacker. Has the attack Powerful Spark. It does 20 and then 20 more for each amount of electric energy you have attached to your Pokemon. And the way we're going to kind of get that going is Pachirisu, one of the newer cards out of Ultra Prism, has the attack Snuggly Generator. For each of your bench Pokemon that has the Nuzzle attack, search your deck for an electric energy card and attach it to that Pokemon. So obviously we're going to be using this Pikachu with Nuzzle. And basically from there, if you have two Pikachu, you can just search for two electric energy and get them down. And then on top of that, we do have Max Elixir in here, so that way you can attach to your basic Pokemon. I'll get to that here in a second. But it does have Powerful Spark. That's pretty much kind of the attack you're going to be pulling off. It also has Thunder. It does 160, and this Pokemon does 30 damage to itself. So if you don't have enough for Powerful Spark, you can at least cop off 190. And then the GX attack is going to be Volt Tail for 120, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. In games, I've pretty much just been using Lightning GX because it's just funny. I don't know why. That's just really funny. But anyway, so yeah, Raichu is going to be your main attacker here. And of course, I already gone over Pachirisu and Pikachu here. So the next card we're going to talk about is going to be Xurkitree. This thing right here, because I don't know how to say that. But anywho, so I know what you guys are thinking. You're probably sitting there excited going, man, this is really cool because we get to use a deck that, use a bunch of electric energies and do damage, and, we get one of the new Ultra Beasts. No, I'm just excited we get to use a deck with Pikachu, because anytime I get to use Pikachu, I get excited. But we do get to use this thing right here, one of the Ultra Beasts. And it has the ability Flashing Head. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have any special energy attached to them. So this is really big. I mean, this ability is really helpful because that means that stuff like Zoroark, the decks that really rely on DCE won't be able to hurt you unless they Guzma around or they just get rid of your ability somehow, which is really cool. And then it has Rumbling Wires for 100 damage, and you discard the top card of your opponent's deck. That's not bad. I mean, the Pokemon itself, like the card, is like but when you think about how the format plays and you think about how you're going to be playing this deck and what you're going to be doing with this deck, if you're just even 130 damage with a Choice Band and they're not able to attack you is still really big. I mean, they're pretty much forced to Guzma around or manually attach basic energy to it, which is really helpful. And so Xurkitree is just a really nice tech. And then Lightning GS could be something that can kind of swing the game in your favor, kind of screw them up a little bit prize-wise. Your opponent reveals their hand, add a card you find there to their prizes, and put it face down. So basically, I just misread that completely. But your opponent reveals their hand, and then you pick a card, and it goes face down in their prizes. So if they just have a card in their hand, like they have a Pokemon they're about to evolve, a supporter, just whatever, you can throw it back down in their prizes. That's pretty helpful there. And then we have a Rangaroo. Rangaroo actually serves a couple purposes in here. Obviously, for the Instruct, just allows you to draw to have 3 in your hand, which is really helpful against N and such. But it's also not an EX or a GX, so that means you can use you can attack Hoopa, which is really helpful because Hoopa, what am I talking about? Hoopa is actually pretty annoying. And then on top of that, just gives you a pretty solid one prize attacker. The Rangaroo is actually a pretty good card. I've thought that since it's come out. And then we're going to round this Pokemon with 2 Tapu Lele GX, which has the ability Wonder Tag. As you guys know, when you play this Pokemon for your hand, onto your bench, you may search your deck for a supporter card, put it in your hand, and then Energy Drive, 20 for each amount of energy attached to defending Pokemon. Both of them. So yeah, the strategy is very simple. I mean, like, pretty much you're wanting to lead with Pachirisu, Snuggly Generator, get some Pikachus down, throw some energy, get that going. When you think about it, it's kind of crazy. If you bridge it for 3 Pikachu, just to give you guys a little bit of a scenario here, and then you attach for turn and use Snuggly Generator, there's 4 energy, and that's not including the Max Elixir you could possibly get. I've had some pretty big turns where I've gotten like a decent amount of electric energy out, like really early in the game. And then you can just pretty much proceed to just evolve and then just start swinging, or If you're able to do Snuggly Generator more than once, I mean, that's just really big, which is just really helpful. Something I would just want to kind of say here, as dangerous as it is, I mean, if you face Buzzwole, you're probably going to be having a really, really bad time. But I would hold off on evolving the Pikachu. I mean, like, you could probably evolve one, get one ready, but sometimes, depending on my matchups, I will kind of hold off on evolving Pikachus for one turn if I'm able to pull off 2 Snuggly Generator. So, just something to note there. I mean, you guys will see whenever you play it. But as for the supporters, it's really, really simple. We got 3 Professor Sycamore, and then we have 2 N. We have 3 Cynthia, 2 Bridget, and then we have 3 Guzma. So pretty simple there. And then also we have 1 Pal Pad to help get those supporters back into your decks. That way you get some little more consistency. So, pretty much with decks nowadays, you mostly see Rescue Stretcher. With this one, Super Rod is actually the way to go. It just allows you to put energy and Pokemon in your deck, which can be pretty big. In my list before, I was running 2, and I saw that to be pretty helpful. I don't know if 1 is the way to go. I mean, that just really depends on you and your personal preferences going forward with this deck. The 1 is very helpful, though. I will say that. Of course, I already went over Max Elixir. Pretty much, yes, you do have evolutions in here. Obviously, Raichu is going to be the main card you're going to be throwing those energy on. But Max Elixir, you can use these early. And then there is also Pokemon in here that you can attach these to, like Xurkitree. I don't know if I'm saying that name right. And then a Ranger, if you just want to get that set up. So that's pretty helpful. I mean, there's just a couple targets sitting there, so that way you can use Max Elixir. Going back to a Ranger, that's another one of the purposes that it serves. Is just being something to target with Max Elixir. Then we have 2 Switch. You don't, like, retreating with this deck, like, as good as it is, like, retreating in general is, is as good as it is. That discarding energy part of it, because Raichu, for some odd reason, doesn't have free retreat. I don't know why. But retreating with this deck can really hurt you because you're limiting your damage or you're lowering your damage. And so Switch is actually pretty helpful, and that's why we also have the 1 Floatstone in here, which is pretty cool. And to partner that up with the 3 Choice Band, just so you can hit a little harder, so that way you don't have to have as many energy out. That will help you out with your damage output. Then we have 2 Field Blower. Just get rid of stadiums, tools, and such. You don't want your opponent to have all that nonsense going. And Garbodor can shut this off, Flashing Head. So you just want to get rid of that, so that way your Flashing Head comes back on. I giggled the first time I heard Flashing Head because I'm a child. I don't really think there's anything else I need to go over besides the energy. I have way too many energy of these on my account, but I'm just going to do that. Anywho, so we got 14 energy. This is going to be like pretty much the fuel of the deck. Literally, that's what energy is in every single deck, Dylan. But bear with me, guys. Keep going here. This is going to be what gets your deck going, and you want to have a high amount so you can, 1, maximize your damage as much as possible, and then 2, you want to make sure you can hit with Max Elixir. And then on top of that, you're going to be using Pachirisu to grab a ton of energy out of your deck. Well, I say a ton, but like 2 or 3. But anyway, so you're going to be using Snuggly Generator to pull energy out of your deck, so having a high amount will also just help you even after you Snuggly Generator to hit Max Elixir, which is really nice. And that's pretty much the strategy. I mean, you just kind of lead with Pachirisu, and you want to try to make sure you have as many energy out on the field as possible, and just kind of attack with Raichu. And then there's some matchups where this dude here will be pretty helpful. I mean, just that 100 damage, you never know. I mean, it could come into play. But yeah, I mean, this deck's actually pretty fun to play. I played a few games with it today, and even with my old list, it wasn't as good as this one because for some reason I ran, I think it was 12. No, it was 10. It was 10 electric and 2 DC. I put DC in it for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, my old list wasn't as good, and that was actually still pretty fun to play, and this one's really fun to play too. It's just kind of cool. It's like something new. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I really appreciate you guys checking out the video, and make sure to go check out all the other stuff on my channel too. And I'll try to have some more deck profiles for you guys soon. I've been working with some new settings for this new program that I'm using to record my videos because my old one was Cheeks Magunda. But anyway, so yeah, hopefully this video turns out good. Hopefully I didn't just sit here and waste like however many minutes of my life I've been sitting here talking. But yeah, you guys are all awesome. Take care. I love you. And I'll catch you in the next video.